Start with the Mangala Shloka, chant the shlokas that you have covered thus far, and then go for the newer shlokas. Yata sarvani bhutani. I will start and then you start from the beginning. Okay, so that everyone chants the shloka in full. Yata sarvani bhutani.
Yata sarvani bhutani. Pratyamahati samani cha. Yatraivo vashamam yanti. Tasmai satyatmane namaha.
Together. Shri Ram. Go to the first shloka. Yes. So this is the first shloka. Who can summarize this? Viminashatmuttvada sharirasmin munishvara adhayo vyadhayashchaiva yathavat kathayashune. Simply, what does it mean?
Lord Rama is asking Vasishtha Muni, is this Adi and Vyadi, how are they created, how are they destroyed? Tell as soon as possible and tell it as it is.
Very good. Next. Yes. Shri Vasishtha uvacha adhayo vyadhayashchaiva dvayam dukkasya karanam tanivrittihi sukham vidya tat kshayaha mokshaha uchyate. Yes ma'am.
There are two different causes of dukkha. One is adi and second is vyadi. Overcoming them brings happiness, but completing or total removal of those will bring us moksha.
Okay, good. Come on. Next. Mitah kadachit jayete kadachit samameva cha paryayena kadachit cha adhivyadhi sharirake. Quick. Executive summary. Okay. No repeat chance. Madam.
Adi and Vyadi can come together. It may come one after the other. It may come parallelly. So this is the cause of first it may affect mind or then body or then mind and body together.
Mitha, that is mitha.
Yes.
Yeah. Samameva, simultaneously. Paryayena. Adhivyadi sukham. Adhivyadi sukham. Thank you. Next one. Deha dukkham vidurvyadim adhyatmam vasanamayam maukhyamoole te vidya tattva-jnane parikshayah. Is it very difficult? Yeah, try. I am there to help. Please.
So
that the mediated vasanas are the adis, and how to once for all overcome this by moha mule, delusion or wrong knowledge. So,
What is the cause for both? Moha. Moha or Maurkya. And how to overcome?
vidya, knowing that
Tattvajnane parikshaya. Tattvajnana, if it is there, everything is overcome. Okay. What is Tattvajnana? What is Tattva?
Satya.
The truth. What is the truth? I am? That is the truth. But the truth doesn't go down so easily. I am very difficult. Okay, next. This we have to do from here. So from here we have to do. We have did the chanting of this, and also I think we did the word split. Did we do it? Okay. Then you have to tell the word split. You say we have done it? Yes. We have done the word split and started the meaning of it? Word split. Okay. Can we all do the word split together? Yes. Atattva jnana vashatah is one word. Svedriya pramanam is another word. Vina. Priti. Danavam. Srisya. Ragadvesheshu. Anaratam. Idam. Pratam. Idam. Na iti. Jadiyat. Va. Ghanamohataha. It's not on. Ghanamohataha. Adayaha. Sampravartante. Varshasu. Mihikaha. Iva. You have to do it together. I'm not convinced. Do it. See, what language is this in? Samskrita. In Sanskritam, it is a Samyak Kritam. Samyak means with absolute clarity, properly. So we should not hesitate. So let us do it in a Sanskritam manner, without hesitation, with clarity. If you want, I can repeat it once again. Note it down. How to split it? Atattva jnana vasataha svendriya pramanam vina kriti tanavam utsritsya ragadvesheshu anaratam idam praptam idam na iti jadyat va ghanamohataha adayaha sampravartante varshasu mihikaha iva. Yes. Together. Can someone send him, please? Yes. Anyone is friends with him, gently request him to. One more person is sitting under the bench. Okay. Very obedient. Together. Svendriya Kramanam Vina. Next slide. So both the shlokas together, you have to put it together, because there is a continuity of thought, completion of thought only when we take the two shlokas together. Hence both are together. Okay. So I think we started that adhayaha sampravartante. Adhayaha. Now we are currently discussing how the adhis manifest. Later we will take up the factors for manifestation of vyadis. So adhayaha, the adhis are mental afflictions. Adhayaha sampravartante, they manifest. Adhayaha sampravartante, they manifest. Varshasu, during the rainy season. Mihikaha, the mist. Like the mist, the adhis manifest. And what do these adhis give? Just like the mist. What does the mist lead to? Ghana moha. Ghana moha means blinding. Blinding means no lack of clarity. So adhis lead to lack of clarity. All that is seen. So then, how do these adhis which lead to delusion, confusion, lack of clarity, how do they manifest? So that is given here. Atattva jnana vashata. So you can note down 1, 2, 3, 4. What are the factors for the manifestation of adhis? Atattva jnana vashata. Tattva. Just now we mentioned truth. Tattva means truth. And then atattva, not the truth, opposite of truth. Atattva. Atattva jnana. False knowledge. Very good, you know the answer. Atattva jnana vashataha. Because of. So because of. Vasha means because of that. So because of wrong knowledge. Because of wrong knowledge, adhayaha sampravartante. See, for everything you have to connect back to this. So the sentence completion happens by adhayaha sampravartante. The adhis manifest. How? Atattva jnana vashata. So when we do not have the knowledge of the truth, then the adhis manifest. So this has one absolute meaning, one relative meaning. What is the absolute meaning? So our true nature is consciousness. We mistake ourselves to be the body, mind, senses. Whatever comes to the body, mind, senses, we take it that it is the problem of ourselves. So the five kleshas and all those things, they pertain to consciousness? No, they pertain to the mind especially. So, but we take it for ourselves, and then we are troubled with various superiority, inferiority, ahankara, bhaya, krodha, raga, dvesha, etc. So, because of that atattva jnana, because of not knowing our true nature, adhayaha sampravartante. See, sometimes we say, oh, you are speaking an utopian idea that realize that your nature is consciousness, you will overcome all sufferings. Will this not help? See, as long as we hold on to our mind, as long as we hold on to our the body, etc., and our possessions, etc., all the sufferings. When we raise our position to the nature of consciousness, just think of it. Then we are freed from all these things. So, at least we can step back. See, there is a story, I think Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says that is the eagle will be going at a lower altitude with some flesh in its mouth. So all the crows will follow the eagle. So once the rat or something that the eagle drops it from its mouth, no crow will follow. They will just go behind that. The eagle will be left free. So in the same way, we are truly the eagles. We can soar higher. So in I think Aitareya Upanishad, it is said Vamadeva, who was in the womb of his mother, still he was in the womb of his mother, he has understood that I am consciousness and not the body, mind or the senses. Then from his womb of the mother he says, Adhashyenaha javasa shatam pura me ayasi rakshan adhashyenaha javasa niradiyam. Initially I was bound by thousands of shackles made of iron. When I now realize that I am consciousness, I have dodged all the shackles and now I am flying free. So what are all the iron shackles that we have put on ourselves? The body, the mind, the senses, all those things. Once if we overcome those shackles, we can soar high in the realm of the true knowledge. So that is one very clear state, and it also has, do you agree that this has some kind of a counseling therapeutic impact, this thought? I am just placing it before you. In what way can it be placed before the caste seekers? Maybe if someone is in extreme pain, we may not be able to do this. But at least slowly can be injected. What are your thoughts? I am leaving it to you. Any thoughts on this? Have you ever tried? Because the idea that I am pure consciousness is not something which I am telling now. It is known to everyone who is in the atmosphere of Vyasa, where we speak about Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga. Has this element been ever tried in mild dosage or in subtle manner or indirect manner?
Definitely yes.
How has what are any examples or illustrations?
One of the things is whenever Dr. Nagratna is consulting somebody with extreme situations, say somebody is in palliative care as well, she says it is not your pain that defines you. You are beyond this, and if you realize that pain is there, suffering or not is your choice. This is a very common statement that is used even in counseling multiple times, that the pain might be there, but whether to suffer from that pain or not is absolutely our decision.
True. So tattva jnana, so atattva jnana vashataha. And one more thing is, so I said that this is the absolute idea from point of this thing. Atattva jnana can also mean that I have unrealistic idea about myself, inflated ideas about myself. That can also be atattva jnana. Means someone, see, adhis, ego and such other things are also adhis. So I have an inflated idea about myself that I can do this and so on and so forth. But when I am not able to do that, then what happens? Adhayaha sampravartam. That is also atattva jnana. What is my real strengths? What are my real weaknesses? What are my capabilities? That is tattva jnana, if I know it. If I don't know it, then it will lead to inflated ideas about myself. That will also lead to adhis. For example, again, atattva jnana can also be the other way. Hanuman really had great potentials, but he did not know about his own tattva jnana, means his own real potentials. So he was worried. When someone was saying that I can jump 10 yojanas, I can jump 20 yojanas, someone said 40 yojanas, Angada said 90 yojanas. Or someone said, I can go but I cannot come back. See, these people are contributing in one way or the other. I am unable to do it. So that is the tattva jnana or atattva jnana. Atattva jnana. He didn't know his potentials, so he was in worry and he was sad that I am no use in Rama Karya. So when Jambavan told him the tattva jnana, his real potentials, no adhis were there. So this has counseling implications. So tattva jnana. So in the relative sense and in the absolute sense. So atattva jnana will lead to adhis. Do you accept this? Yes. Then the second aspect of adhi is this is a long one. Svendriya karmanam vina hritanau utsidya ragadvesha vanadakam idam praptam idam veti. That is the second factor. So, but it has many subsets. Let's see that. The second thing is Svendriya akramanam vina. Swa one's own. Indriya senses. Akramanam, not attack, control. Akramana, in this context, the commentators have clarified, Swa Indriya Akramanam means the control over one's senses. So that is another important factor. So if we don't have control over our own senses, especially over the mind, then what happens? Adayaha sampravartam. The control over the senses is another important factor. See, I had an interesting conversation with a Ayurvedic teacher, unfortunately, some years ago. That teacher used to give a shloka. Nityam hitahara vihara sevi parikshakari vishayeshva sartaha data samaha satyapadaha kshamavan aptopasevi cha bhavati arogaha. In that shloka, who will be free from illness? In a different color font it is given. Okay. See, who will be free from illness? I think it is Ashtanga Hridaya, Nityam Hitahara Vihara Sevi. Ashtanga Sangraha. So this shloka we used to be taught in Ayurveda, but the teacher gave an interesting, there is a twist in this. So Nityam Hitahara Vihara Sevi. See, Bhavati Arogaha. Bhavati Arogaha means a person will be free from illness. So which person will be free from illness? Nityam hita ahara vihara sevi. I think this is very known
Yes,
to
yes.
you. Good healthy habits and also good ahar. Nityam always. Parikshakari means Samikshakari, Parikshakari, who evaluates before acting. Who doesn't act in haste. Analytical. Who doesn't act in haste, but Parikshakari. And then the twist comes here. Vishayeshu asaktaha. Vishayeshu asaktaha. Why the text clearly mentions Vishayeshu asaktaha means detached from the senses. Detached from the objects of the senses. But that teacher used to say Vishayeshu asaktaha. Vishayeshu asaktaha means totally attached to the objects of the senses. See, so such a person, will he ever become free from illness? A person who is always glued to his mobile. A person who is always looking for an opportunity to go to the fast food stall. A person who again wants to order immediately on the Swiggy. So Vishayeshu asaktaha, will he ever become free from illness? No. So the teacher used to interpret it as Vishayeshu asaktaha and used to argue with me. No, it is only asaktaha. So but here, the rest of the shloka is there. I will not go into it. You can refer further. The point is, even in the Ashtanga Sangraha, this corroborates with the Ayurvedic wisdom. Swa Indriya Akramanam Vina means a person who is, Vina means without. Vina means without. A person who is without the control over his senses. For him, fill in the blanks. Adhayaha sampravartate. Do you get that? Okay.
So actually that shloka is Vishayeshvasaktaha.
It is Vishayeshvasaktaha. I got it.
Vishayeshvasaktaha.
Yeah, but the teacher,
Asaktaha.
but the unfortunate Ayurveda teacher did not know Sanskrit.
Oh.
Today we are celebrating Sanskritotsav. See how the knowledge of a shorter vowel and a longer vowel can change the meaning. Vishayeshvasaktaha is detached from the objects of the senses. Vishayeshu asaktaha means totally attached to the objects of the senses. The teacher held on to that and said that only if you are attached to your senses, you will be free from illness. So such things happen. So the point is, without the control over, without is vina. Vina, the control over the senses, adhayaha sampravartante. Do you agree with this? If the control over the senses is not any given an example for this, for adi dimension. A person who does not have control over the senses will end up in adi. Example, you are all physicians or budding physicians. Headache, yes.
People who cannot control their sense of eating behavior, abnormalities can lead to obesity.
So that is a vyadhi. I myself gave the example, but for adi, because we are talking about adhayaha sampravartante. So certain lack of control over the senses leading to mental afflictions.
Withdrawal symptom due to alcohol use.
Sorry,
Substance abuse.
Ah,
If they don't have control over their senses, they tend to use substances and then have all value.
withdrawal symptoms. Fantastic. Any other example?
Hypertension is their most stressed.
That is a physical ailment.
So name a few adhis in the current context. What are all the things that all the psychological problems? Depression, anxiety, stress, what is
Everything
the
is
grocery
because
list?
Everything is because of.
Yes. An example. See, why I am asking for this example is, the point is, when we are into a textual immersion explaining the shloka, we should also get with the examples so that, because I am not a medical practitioner, I cannot give authentic examples, so I am eliciting from you.
Depression is a simple example. Where people want something and they don't get it, so people fall sick mentally.
So failure in exam and so on. Okay, so many types of exams are there. People fail and they get into depression and goes to the level of that. So hence that those are you can think of. So you can write few examples below this. So Swendriya Kramanam Vina, without the control of the senses, Adhayaha Sampravartante. See this Swendriya Kramanam Vina, without the control of the senses, Adhayaha Sampravartante. The Adhis come, but what is the mechanism of their manifestation? So in what way do the lack of control over the senses lead you to the mental kind of afflictions? That is explained. Kriti in the mind, Kriti is generally translated as heart, but in this context we are speaking about the mind. Kriti, Tanavam. Tanavam means weakness. Weakness. Tanavam is weakness. Utsrijya, shedding. Utsrijya, shedding. Raga dvesheshu. In raga and dvesha, in ragas and dveshas, it's in plural. In ragas and dveshas, anaratam. Anaratam means ceaselessly. Ceaselessly. Ceaselessly, without end. Ceaseless. Ceasing means stopping. Endlessly, without stop. Adhayaha sampravartante. See, the mechanism here is when the senses are not in control, what happens is the ragas and dveshas which are there in our mind, they shed their weakness, which means the ragas and dveshas shed their weakness means they gain strength. So what happens is we would have done all the yoga etc. and other such a healthy way of living in a positive calm things. So then what will happen? The kleshas like raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, ahankara, everything would have weakened. Tanutva, they would have attained a state of weakness in the company. We would say, if I go to that place, if I live in that place, I am not disturbed by all these thoughts. Once I come out of this atmosphere or such a good atmosphere, then what happens? Naturally, I want this, I want that, I run up to this, I am unhappy and so on and so forth. Which means the kleshas which were weakened in a particular atmosphere, tanavam utsrijya. Tanavam means weakness, tanutvam. So I think I mentioned about it previously. The kleshas have 4 states. What are the 4 states? Prasupta, Tanu, Vichinna, Udara. There is one more state, that is a Daddha Bija Avastha. Prasupta means dormant state of afflictions. Tanu means it will be there, Raga, Dvesha, Ahankara will be there, but it will be weak. I will not go and show myself up and see I am the greatest. No, I will not say that. I will have that sense within, but I know greater people, better people are there, I should remain silent, but it doesn't mean that I don't have ahankara. But they are in a weakened state in the presence of noble people. So that is a tanutva. Prasupta means it does not arise at all, means they are asleep, means they are dormant. Certain people are always peaceful. That kind of, I could have spoken well, but okay, he is also speaking, let him speak. So that kind of sense will be there, that is in tanu. But certain other people, they will be equally happy with a small boy speaking. They will be equally happy with a very, very saintly person speaking. They will take it in a peaceful way. They will look for good things from each of these. For them, the kleshas are in which state? Prasupta. Nothing arises in their mind. They take things as they come. Whereas the persons who will mentally evaluate will not physically speak. Their kleshas are Tanu. They have the ahankara, krodha, dvesha. They will not scold you, but they will be internally scolding. In the sense that all those will be, they know that this is inappropriate to speak. So that is when the kleshas are in which state? Tanu. Vichinna is the third state of kleshas, where when one klesha is extremely dominant, the other klesha is completely suppressed. I was watching a cricket match with utmost interest, which means raga. I wanted to see the match completely. But someone or the current suddenly goes off. Then what will happen? The desire will be suppressed, and then what comes up? Extreme anger against KSEB, Karnataka State Electricity Board. What is that? BESCOM? No, it is also called as BESCOM. So we are angry about the BESCOM. Why did they do that? So which means that so far which klesha was dominating? Raga. Another raga supersedes, another klesha supersedes it. So then it is called as a vichinna. And then once again the current comes, what happens? Raga comes. So in this way, so one affliction overpowering the other affliction is called as a vichinna state. And then prasupta tanu vichinna udara means whichever klesha is fully active, that we call as udara. So if I am desirous of something, if I hate something and I express it, I scold, I express my haughtiness, pride, arrogance, etc. All that I express, not keep it within, but I let it out. So that is called as udara state. And there is a fifth state which is called as Dagdha Bija, means burnt seed state, where all the kleshas are burnt down by dhyana. Dhyana Agnina Dagdha Klesha. By the fire of meditation, it is possible that all the seeds of kleshas are burnt. What is the significance of burnt seed? It will not germinate. So klesha, while in the dormant state it could be whipped up, whereas in a Dagdha Bija Avastha the kleshas cannot be whipped up. So normally, when we are all human beings, normal human beings behaving, having a normal behavior, working in an organization together, living in a family together, living in hostels together, most of our kleshas are in Tanu state. So only certain people will be eccentric in expressing their emotions. We know socially the society also helps in weakening our kleshas to some extent. Internally though we may have it, but what happens is a person who is obsessed with his senses, what happens is it triggers the tanu, it empowers the tanu afflictions so that it attains the state of, which state among the four? Vichinna udara. So it starts manifesting just like the lava bursting forth from the, where does the lava burst forth from? Volcano. Many volcanoes are there within. So when if our senses feed those, then the lava will burst forth. So that is the mechanism. Do you understand this? Do you get the connection? The why of it, how of it? By mere use of the senses, nothing will happen. The senses will feed the kleshas from tanu to the state of udara and even to the state of vichinna and such other thing. So ragadvesheshu, our mind will constantly be in raga and dvesha. So that, how do we know? What is the example to that? A practical sentence is given. Idam praptam, idam na iti. In raga what I say? Idam praptam. This I have attained. This I have attained. I prize my possession. I am proud of my possession. I have achieved this. I have achieved that. This level, that certificate, this certificate. I have achieved this. So idam praptam. At the same time, idam na iti. This has not been achieved by me so far. So what I have possessed, I will look back at my cupboard and look at my trophy with all happiness. But at the same time, I will see the next person's showcase. I didn't get that. I didn't get that certificate, that this idam na. So raga with what you possess and dvesha on what you have not yet possessed. So raga dvesheshu is translated into an illustrative sentence. Idam praptam, idam ne. Anagatam. Anagatam means ceaselessly. Our mind, if we feed our mind with the inputs constantly from the senses, what happens is our mind gets into the vortex or the whirlpool of idam praptam, idam ne. Idam, every morning you wake up, I want this, I have this, I want this. I have this, I want this. Because of this, all afflictions build. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with Vasishtha? Not me. It is the words of Vasishtha. So, these are all the root causes of Adayaha Sampravartante. See, even Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita has identified the same thing. Idamadya maya labdham imam prapsye manoratam idamasti idamapi me bhavishyati punardhanam asau maya hatashatruhu harishye cha paranapi ishwaroham bhogi siddhoham balavan sukhi. This is from the 16th chapter, Daivasura Sampat Vibhaga Yoga, where the Asuri Sampat is explained. So, which is Idam Adya Maya Labdham. Today I have achieved this or attained this. Today I got this much of income or this kind of possession, this kind of power. Idam Prapsye Manoratham. This I will achieve. I have set my mind on that. Idam Asti. I have this. Idamapi me. This also shall be mine. He should not or she should not possess. Bhavishyati punardhanam. I should want more and more such money. And then this is about raga. And the next, asau maya hataha shatruhu. This enemy I have overcome. Enemy means not like Ravana Yuddha, you take a cudgel and that person brings up. No, there are many subtle yuddhas that are happening everywhere, in our workplace, everywhere, so many yuddhas are happening. So, asau maya hataha shatruhu. This enemy I overcame today. Hanishyeta aparanapi. I will eradicate those who will come in my path. This is raga dvesheshu anartham. So the mind will get stuck into this whirlpool, this vortex, and will go to the adhis. And the root cause of this is svendriya kramanam. If you constantly look and compare your cupboard of medals and the other person's cupboard of medals, constantly looking. So Indriya is supplying you inputs and that will instigate your mind. Then the mind will get into this water, this world. Do you get this? So only two factors have been mentioned for Adi here. One thing is Atatva Jnana Vashata and then Svendriya Kramanam Dina. So by these two major factors, so in diagnosing or in addressing, so in diagnostic procedure of adhis of people, stress, depression, anxiety, etc., can we apply this? Two principles. One is lack of tattva jnana, both in the absolute sense and also both in the relative sense. See, certain people will have a good family backup. Means they will be coming from a family where all these knowledge about who you are, all those bhakti yoga, karma yoga will be there. You can even take that as a thing to help them accept their problem. So hence, at that sense, the higher or the absolute sense of atattva jnana can be directly useful to certain people. So, and then atattva jnana you can also apply, as I said. What wrong understanding this person is having about himself, which has led to this stress, anxiety, depression. So two principles of counseling. And third one can also estimate how much is the impulsivity of the person. So when you say Svendriya Kramanam, how do you put it in the current language? Impulsivity. What is impulsivity?
Overwhelmed and irritable.
Impulsivity means to whichever impulse comes, you immediately respond to it. So that is impulsivity. This they have put it in a Sanskrit, Svendriya Kramanam. You can translate into impulsivity. So if you understand the impulses of the person and address it appropriately, so control. And I am reminded of a beautiful assessment by Acharya Shankara in Viveka Chuda. That it's a beautiful shloka, worth remembering across contexts. Shabdadibhir panchabhireva pancha panchatvamapuhu swagunena baddhaha. There are 5 animals which are there, 5 creatures which are there in the nature. By their weakness in one sense organ, they meet their end. Panchavihi Shabdadivihi Panchatvam Apuhu. Puranga, Matanga, Matanga, Meena, Bringa. 5 animals. They have been listed by Acharya Shankar. Kuranga. Kuranga is a deer. Do you know how the deers are hunted by the hunters? Where is the weakness of the deer? Hunters, human hunters. See, other cheetah, lion, they will hunt it in a different manner. They will chase, they will hide, all those things. How hunters hunt is, which we don't know, but we hear from the text, that they will sit on a tree and play sweet music. So Shabda, that beautiful music, you can see Krishna when he plays his flute, who assemble around him? The cows. Similarly, the deer has its weakness in the Shravanendriya. If it hears something beautiful, then they gather around that place, and then the hunters, they are expert in playing the flute and easily they catch the deer. So the weakness is in Shabda. That is Shabda, that is the Shravanendriya. Matanga, Kuranga, Matanga. Matanga is the moth. Moth. So how does the moth reach its end? Current goes off. In previous days we used to have the candle. And what comes and falls into it? The moth. Now you have UPS. Sometimes the UPS also doesn't get charged. Okay. So the moth is attracted by what? If the deer was attracted by Shabda, the moth is attracted by form, Rupa. The attractive form, so its eye leads to its demise. It falls, so something colorful and attractive, it comes and falls. So, Kuranga, Matanga, Matanga. Matanga is elephant. How does the elephant meet its end, or how does it get captured? Such a mighty being. Do you know how people catch elephants and tame it? They will dig, yes. So people from Kerala know that. Okay. So they will dig a huge pit, and a she elephant will be tied to a tree, and then over that pit all the leaves and other things will be put, and then a male elephant will be attracted just for the touch of the she elephant. It comes and it gets into the pit and gradually gets tamed. So which indriya? Sparsha. Shabda, Rupa, Sparsha. Shabda is hearing, Rupa is seeing, Sparsha is the sense of touch. Kuranga, Matanga, Matanga, Meena. Meena, fish. How does it meet its end? Rasa, taste. You dangle what do you dangle? A bait in the form of a worm. It is attracted by the taste of it and it is caught. So, rasa. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. The bee. Now there is a shloka. The bee is attracted by the fragrance of the flower. It is lost in that fragrance and also the taste. Then the bud closes and then said there are predator plants which will kill the insect which is initially attracted by smell. So Shankaracharya says each of these animals, Kuranga, Matanga, Matanga, Meena, Bringa, have weakness in only one sense. Otherwise, elephant is terrible. Otherwise, the deer runs very fast. Otherwise, the moth is very difficult to catch hold of. Naraha, Panchavihi, Anjitaha, Kim. When you think of human beings, in which of these he is strong? In all these he is weak. That's why doubly, triply, multiple times Svendriya Kramanam Vina Adhayaha Sampravartante. So control of the senses is very essential to maintain our balanced state of mind. Otherwise the kleshas are triggered. From being weak they become gain strength, and it is constantly stuck in the cycle of idam praptam idam na, and then adhayaha sampravartante. So this is the comprehensive theory about how the adhis manifest. So next shloka. So we have done the discussion. Any observations that you want to make? Yes.
After na you take, there is a word
Okay. So there is one more thing. Sorry, one more factor in the process of explaining. I lost track. The third factor is that, see, first one is the lack of knowledge. The second one is lack of control over senses. So if the first one can be attributed to absence of sattva, you can bring it into sattva, rajas and tamas beautifully. See, jnanam, sattvam sukhe, in Krishna also says, sattvam sattvat sanjayate jnanam. In Bhagavad Gita you see, sattvat sanjayate jnanam. A sattvic person will have clarity, he will have knowledge. So, atattva jnana means lack of sattva. Okay. Swendriya kramanam means full of rajas. And then jadya means full of tamas, jadata. So hence, atmosphere of the mind, absence of sattva, restlessness caused by rajas, and jadya means the heaviness, drowsiness, dullness, procrastinative attitude, which is a tamasic. So, because of the tamasic nature of mind also, adhayaha sampravartante. Previous night, I should not have eaten this tamasic food. Yatayamam gatarasam puti pariyushitam chayat uchishtam apicha medyam bhojanam tamasapriyam. You go to Bhagavad Gita, Krishna will tell you what is a tamasika ahara. You had that tamasika ahara previous night. In the morning what will happen? The impact will be, the sleep will be tamasic. Then how will you wake up? I think I have mentioned somewhere. When you wake up, Guruni me gatrani, my body is heavy, the mind is not at all working. Then naturally I will miss my bus and then I will be late. And when someone who is there at the entrance watching my late time of arrival, he will scold me, then that will lead to adhayaha sampravartante. So that procrastination, dullness, tamasic nature which we ourselves bring upon ourselves by tamasic way of ahara, vihara, etc., that will also lead to adis. Do you agree? In whatever way this tamas can help or kind of in facilitating adis, I have given one example. In the medical setting, I have given a common man's example. So this tamasic nature, how will it influence a person's adis? A tamasika ahara, how will it influence a person's way of thinking? In principle, see again, this is a hypothesis. Today, Aparji was teaching us about the research methodology. If I am proposing it as a hypothesis, will you be able to prove this?
So we have this concept of ajirnatma, kujirnatma, atijirnatma. So if the food is not, if somebody takes more of tamasic food, it doesn't get digested so well. It brings lethargy.
Okay.
So the connection between your gut and your brain.
Brain is
there.
there. Yes.
So even your brain will not function so well.
Yes.
Whatever nutrients are required for brain functioning will not be provided at the right time.
Yes.
So that is how that also.
Yes. Tamas induced by tamasika ahara. By what else can tamas be induced? Alasya. I should have gone for walking. I know. I should have gone for walking. No, I just watch one more episode. What is that? In the web series. I just say, see, that will imprint your or kind of strengthen that kalutva of your jadya will be strengthened. So in this way, that is vihara. Not going for walking, he is promoting tamas at the level of vihara. And then vyavahara means in conversations. See, I should have informed a particular thing to us. See, to complete our transactions, someone had given me a job. I should give an update to that person, my higher official or whoever it is, that I did it, I could not do it, I did it only this much. This I should inform to the person to whom I am answerable. See, okay, whenever he asked, let me see. If that responds, that if we don't respond, then what happens? Immediately the friction starts. I gave you a job, you didn't do it, you should have reported. So that is vyavahara. So tamasikatva in vyavahara, tamasikatva in vihara, tamasikatva in ahara will lead to jadya, which will again lead to adayaha sampravartante. So in a sense, the same sattva, rajas and tamas has been beautifully couched in these practical sense through this shloka. Shall we all previous slide please? Shall we now with this idea in the back? Can we read these shlokas now? Atatva jnana vashakah sendriya kramanam vina dhrivanava mutskrijya ragadvesheshvanaratam vidam praptamidam neti jaya for Adi. Next we will take up beautifully some 12 plus reasons. Here we see only 3 reasons for Adis. 12 plus reasons are given for Vyadis. That we will take up in the subsequent session. My heart, I will just share one flash in my mind. See, there are so many concept maps that are emerging from these. See, as an outcome of this FTP, if we can create some posters, colorful posters with some kind of a picture or diagram or something like that, this would be a beautiful contribution out of as a joint work, combined work. We can create some 8 or 10 posters. So this is what Yoga Vasishta actually speaks about, Adis and Vyadis. We will have a visual understanding of that. Can we think of doing it? Yes. Let us take up. So whichever concept that we can think and organize, which topic, who wants to take. A group of people can join together and take up one poster. Maybe as an outcome of this, we can have that poster presentation session as the last session in presence of all the authorities, and that can be a material that we would have generated out of this workshop. Okay, thank you. Om Yata Sarvani Bhutani